Okay, thanks for listening to this, talking about our class. The standard that we're working on in math this week is an OA standard. It's number 4. It's about operations in algebraic thinking. That's where the OA comes from. Inside this standard, there's actually 4 components, and I just wanted to break it down a little bit. The first component is find all factor pairs for a whole number in the range of 1 to 100. Second component is recognize that a whole number is a multiple of each of its factors. The third component is to determine whether a given whole number in the range of 1 to 100 is a multiple of a given one-digit number. There's a fourth one too, but I don't want to confuse you because factors and multiples are the first thing. We'll get to the other one before. Here's vocabulary. A factor is a number that is multiplied by another number to find a product. In the problem 2 times 3, though 2 and 3 are the factors, and the answer is 6, so that's the product. The multiples are the products of, it's a product of a number and a counting number. So we're talking the answer to a multiplication problem. That is called a multiple of that number. So for instance, if I have the number 6, I need to multiply each one by 6. So I'm going to start with 6 times 1. The answers are the multiples because the answer is a product. So let's do 6 times 2. What's 6 times 2? 12. 12 is the second multiple. What's 6 times 3? See how I'm counting up? 1, 2, 3. 6 times 3 is 18. That is a multiple. 6 times 4, that's another counting number, is 24. And 6 times 5 is 30. You are correct. And 6 times 6 is 36. And 6 times 7 is 42. I could keep going on and on and on. I think I have room for one more. 6 times 8 is 48, and then I ran out of room. But technically, multiples are many. They can go on forever and ever because you can count as high as you want. So that's how to figure out a multiple. Another way to do it is to just skip count. Skip count by 6, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. 36 plus 6 more is 42. A number line can be really helpful in figuring out those multiples. That's also a good thing. In the standard, it also talks about a one-digit number. A one-digit number is any of the 10 symbols, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 10 is not a digit number because there's actually 2 digits in a 10, a 1 and then a 0. The next word that you might need to know is range. A range is a span of numbers. For example, 1 through 5, which is designated by the hyphen, is the range for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's what a range is. And in our standard, the range is from 1 to 100. So we're going to be working with the numbers of 1 to 100. Anything beyond that is not 4th grade at this point. But if you had a 100 chart or you know your numbers really well, you could go on and on and on forever because multiples is the answer. It's you just take the multiple and you times it by a counting number. That's the definition of it. It is the product of a number and a counting number. And that number is always the first one because anything times 1 is the same number. So hopefully this helps you as we're talking about multiples and how they are many, which is different than factors. Factors are few. Multiples many, factors few. All right, thanks so very much for coming.